Hey guys, I am back with another free collective reading. Okay. So again, these are collective readings. They're not going to resonate with everybody, so take what resonates and leave the rest. So what we've got coming in is we have Temperance, we have High Priestess, and then we have the Eight of Swords. Then we have the World card, Nine of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. So we've got Sagittarius energy, Earth sign energy with the Well, but we have Leo, Taurus and Scorpio there. Then we have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Pisces energy. We've got a King of Cups who is trying to create some sort of mental entrapment surrounding a High Priestess, some sort of binding spells, and trying to block off some sort of sight. Okay, either a mental entrapment or quite possibly trying to get a High Priestess locked up. Someone who's very intuitive, someone who has a very strong connection to the divine. This King of Cups has tried to abuse this High Priestess. This King of Cups is very jealous of this High Priestess's independent and quite possibly an independent business. So this King of Cups seems to be jealous. Right. Let's go into this King of Cups. They're very deceptive. We've got the Baphomet with the Seven of Swords and the Devil card. And then we have Nine of Wands and Three of Cups. So there's a lot of satanic ritual abuse. What this King of Cups wanted to join into with friends. Six of Cups, someone from family, someone from the past. And then we have the Star card, Aquarius energy. So this King of Cups has tried to join on in with some sort of ritual abuse to help a third party, help friends, and celebrated after a lot of sneaky deceptive behaviour, a lot of toxicity, and a lot of playing games to create a mental entrapment, okay, out of jealousy and spite of this High Priestess and her independence, her strength, okay. Five of Cups, they just wanted her to lose. We've got Chariot, and they wanted to, 333, take control of her business, take control of her independence, and celebrate with people from past, people linking to family, strong on the Aquarius energy and Leo energy, playing games, okay. This King of Cups, yeah, Two of Pentacles, wanted to transfer money to himself, quite possibly from this High Priestess's business. He wanted to transfer money and take control of her destiny and compete to get recognition, a lot of like competition, a lot of drama, because this King of Cups also thrives on drama. Okay, so I'm getting High Priestess with the Eight of Cups tried to walk away as they went on in with a sacrifice, or they went in with sacrifice, or this high priestess has been sacrificed because of jealousy. Because of jealousy. From jealousy. Jealous of her psychic abilities or mediumship skills. Jealous of her being a reader. There could be a lot of stuff with this laptop online. So online bullying. Okay. Drama. Very sneaky, deceptive. And these karmics, these devilish, toxic karmics, 555, are in like, well, they're very demonic. They're demonically possessed. They are very toxic. Trying to compete for someone's financial stability, for this high priestess's financial stability, trying to compete against her for her own financial stability, for her own independence. So they could have tried to sacrifice her. A lot of manipulation. Because she was walking away. And they want to take control. Okay. Could be something to do, obviously there's definitely witchcraft involved, dark arts. Could be something to do with losing child or children. Could have tried to sacrifice child or children. Getting children to spy also. Children in on the stalking and always looking to get more people into stalking. Gemini energy, Aquarius energy. Gemini energy, Aquarius energy. Pisces. Gemini. This Aquarius is always looking for other people to stalk this high priestess. So is this Capricorn and Leo. Heavy on the Aquarius. Heavy on the Aquarius energy. Making out like we're friends. We're all friends here. A friend would never do this to you. But I'm getting a lot of people are competing to take this high priestess's place in her local community. Family also involved. Or families. Family members. Could be linking to someone from childhood, as in like primary school era, secondary school. People are involved. A Libra energy. Always sneaking around to see when the next Ace of Pentacles is coming on in, so they can transfer it onto them via the form of sacrifice, because they want to be up top and they want to take this high priestess's place. Completion. Illumination. This has been illuminated. Christ's love. This high priestess holds the key to heaven and to hell. They've been working on lowering this high priestess's self-esteem. Could have been involved in a sexually degrading ritual, justice. Some sort of sexually degrading ritual in order to lower this high priestess's self-esteem. Spirit and initiation in reverse. So I'm getting that these people wanted to be initiated or are already in some sort of satanic cult or coven with this illumination card. And we've got Gabriel, Divine Messenger. With this illumination card, they could have tried to get into Illuminati. Okay, celebrities could also be involved in this, but they could have tried to get into something like Illuminati, 1122, or they could have tried to get into, quite possibly, yeah, Illuminati, try and get into a satanic cult or a coven, some sort of 1% club, off the back of this high priestess's energy, off the back of this high priestess's messages, and off the back of this high priestess's prosperity. Anything prosperous coming towards this high priestess, and if she has a child or children, they will sacrifice the child or children to transfer this success onto them, because these relationships are very toxic. And I mean very toxic. Spirit in reverse. These people who's joined on in, they've lost all their spirit guides. They've lost all connection to the divine. Okay? They've lost all connection to the divine. We've got staff in reverse and stability. So they have been recruiting what they call staff, because they have been like, you go in and you do this, you go in and you do that, you sneak around here and you do that, and you keep playing games with her, look. You sneak around, you keep playing games with her, keep performing this, that and the other. There's a lot of wands, a lot of staff involved. We've got 9 there, we've got 6, and we've got 5. And then we've got 3. A lot of staff involved. Runarounds. You go do this for me. We've got lavender in reverse. Stay woke. But quite possibly having a lot of like sleepless nights, a lot of dream messages. They could also be doing dream magic to invade Divine Feminine's dream state. Okay. Then we've got incubation, something to do with eggs and ovaries and the reproductive system. They are jealous of this high priestess's eggs and this high priestess's child or children, if she has any. But there's definitely a child type of energy, something to do with maybe going on a rebirth. And then we have death in reverse. Sumerian or whatever. So then, either way, Halloween. So they could have done this around Halloween, or they could have wanted this to happen before Halloween. We've got fertility in reverse, so trying to stop High Priestess's fertility, so reproduction system. Definitely some womb magic, we've got guidance in reverse. These people could be claiming to be tarot readers. Maybe they can't actually read tarots, but some of them have actually gone on out and bought some cards and they don't know what they're talking about. So we've got fake readers who are actually jealous of a real reader. Spell and manifestation. A lot of word witchery. Word witchery. Guardian, they've got no spirit guides. Death, because they've overdone it on the death spells. So a lot of people with this High Priestess are wishing death on this High Priestess. We've got ancestors in reverse. They could have been calling on their ancestors to attack this High Priestess. Romance, because they don't want her to have any romantic connections. So they've been trying to work with some sort of ancestors, or try and get her ancestors and spirit guides to turn against her. But quite possibly, with this dream what came out previously, maybe ancestors are attacking these people in their dreams. Witch's hat and power in reverse. They are all after this High Priestess's power. Power transference onto them. Remembrance in reverse. They don't want this High Priestess to remember anything about what they have done either. They've been trying to affect her emotional well-being, her financial stability, her mental stability. We've got fire in reverse and passion. Could be wanting this High Priestess to lose her passion, lose her skills, lose her gift. Passion in reverse. Not wanting her to have any passionate romantic relationship. And on top of that, someone's been doing passion magic. Passion magic. Passion magic. Not even the goddesses want to be involved in doing anything like this. So they've been trying to whip some spells up, yeah. And if they've not been able to do that themselves, or if they have been doing that themselves, and that's not worked, they've then gone on off to somebody else in order to pay them to do witchcraft. We've got balance and promises. So they're promising, can you do this spell on her for me? This is kind of what I'm getting through. Can you do this spell on her for me to knock her off balance? But we want it to be happening day and night around the clock, because this is what's happening. They're doing spell work, yeah, day and night around the clock, or they have been doing, and they've been making promises to each other to affect this High Priestess's memory. Okay. And for some, they want this High Priestess to remember them forever for the bad things they've done. Sight. Because they are jealous of this High Priestess's sight. Colourful. Could be jealous of how colourful her mind actually is. Secrets. Because she has the power. Because she holds the secrets to the universe. So they have been battling against this divine feminine. Spiritual warfare. You know, psychological warfare. You know the score. You know the score. Spiritual warfare, psychological warfare, okay? Constantly attacking divine feminine around the clock to create wounds, to have this high priestess become ungrounded or to lose touch with reality or to lose the plot, to lose the will to live. So much manipulation, so much deceit, so much betrayal. Even though the Ten of Swords has not come out there, there's been a lot of deceit, a lot of deceptive, so much sneaking around, so much deception, it says it there, so much playing games. This King of Cups this King of Cups is also probably trying to avoid going to prison for something he's been involved in. As there's the Eight of Swords there, we've got the King of Cups there, the Nine of Wands, and then we have the sacrifice. So this King of Cups has been involved in some sort of sacrifice because he wants to take some of her inspiration and reproduce it as well. He holds the key, universal truth, secrets to the universe. I can't even make it up. Wow. But Archangel Michael is protecting this High Priestess. Maybe this incubation period going on a radical rebirth and gaining a higher connection to the divine. So maybe they thought that putting this High Priestess through all this strife, through all this battle, through all this pain, through all this sacrificing is gonna make her turn her back on the divine, to turn her back on the angels and come and join them to the dark side. But all these people see this High Priestess's potential. So you could be this High Priestess, Divine Feminine. Deep joy. Grace of God. Jealous of her connection. Definitely jealous of her connection to the divine and to the universe. So not just the Most High, but like some people say the universe, okay? But she holds the key to universal truth. Gaining more knowledge and wisdom. There's going to be a lot of. So this, like, again, it could resonate with your past. You could be going through this and you could be trying to get away from these deceptive people in order to reconnect or gain a stronger connection through this rebirth and experience deep joy. We've got Syrian energy there with the dolphin. Okay, so very deeply connected to aquatics, like marine kingdom. Very connected to the earth. Very connected to the universe. Very connected to the universe. Has a lot of knowledge on how the way the world works. Can probably see what these people are doing to her. Completion. This cycle has come to an end. But did they want to leave it up running for as long as possible? Yes, they did. Maybe they wasn't expecting this transformation and how she's alchemizing and gaining balance and restoring faith in her spirit guides and this divine feminine self, the divine you. Completion. Something surrounding, they want to make you feel incomplete. There's something surrounding this deceptive energy, family, friends, hometown, community, whatever, karmic country, karmic state, city, continent. A lot of jealous eyes. A lot of people who have been recruited to attack because of her level of creativity. Because this High Priestess is very creative, and to block some sort of manifestation skills, because there seems to be like some golden energy there. To block an independent business, got safety, you are safe now, okay? Going through a transformation. Maybe they wanted you to feel unsafe because of all these mind games, because of all this sneaking around, because of all this deceitful energy surrounding this High Priestess. Friends and family. But these are the type of people who will say, I love you, I care about you, how are you doing? But what a lot of them do is if you shut them out of your life and you go on your healing and you are very forgiving, you are very caring, okay? Because you forgive these people time and time again, that's why they want to come back into your life. Try and get access to some more of your work, of what you're up to, who you're speaking to, what you're wearing. Cloak in reverse and concealment. This group of people, whatever they want to call themselves nowadays, 27, whatever they want to call themselves, you know, gang stalking group, low vibrational group, deceptive, deceitful group, whatever they want to call themselves, yeah? They try to cloak themselves in divine masculine, divine feminine's energy. That's what they want. They've been feeding off this divine masculine's energy, okay, and they've been passing it around. So this King of Cups, somebody, go on in, get that energy and pass that energy around. Spring in reverse, they want to take a spring out of this divine feminine step. Because this divine feminine is a healer. Very healing energy. And instead of accepting healing, they just want to play mind games. Instead of accepting that they need some sort of help with healing, they're taking that good healing energy and they're twisting and manipulating that energy and sneaking off, transferring this Ace of Pentacles onto them, transferring this prosperity. They'll even do stupid little challenges is what I'm getting. Go on into hers, alright? Tell her you love her. Come on into a home, alright? Into her very foundation. Sneak around, alright? When she's asleep, grab something of hers. It could be anything. Pair of knickers, pair of shoes, bit of hair from a hairbrush, any little crystals, any little jewels, any little heirlooms. And then bring it back to me. And that's what they're doing. I dare you to go in there and go do this for me. Alright, and then you cause conflict. Go cause conflict, alright? Just start an argument with her. And that's what it is. Start an argument with her. Say this to her, say that to her. Go on, and I'll transfer some pennies to your account or give you some cash in hand. Why would you do that to somebody who's got a connection to the divine? But there's kind of commanding demons, you know what I mean? Like, they're working with that of a low vibrational force and they're commanding. Go on, go in there, do this to her. Leadership, because she's a leader, but somebody here wants to be seen as leader of the pack of wolves. Leader of the pack of wolves, trying to quieten this divine feminine strength. Dispute. Go in there and cause a dispute. Cause some conflict, alright? Start a row. And then we can get her mad. Create more upheaval, alright? Create more upheaval. It's historical. It's historical as this is what's happened to this divine feminine throughout her full life. Because she's an earth angel. And they'd rather team up and be working with the devil. Very 3D people. That's what it is as well. They're very 3D type of people, and they've chose to shut off from the divine, not want to believe in the Most High, because they are jealous of her vision and her level of intelligence, and jealous of her success. So they want to come in and cause conflict all the time, because they don't want this divine feminine to be seen as an inspiration. They just want to create upheaval. So may High Priestess, this divine feminine, you divine feminine, if you was listening, they want to create upheaval, strip you back, tear you down, leave you with nothing, constantly having to rebuild yourself up, constantly attracting toxic relationships, people who like to play games, people who love and thrive off drama, and people who, when you walk away, they like to manipulate other people because they want control. So it's someone who wants to gain power and control over this High Priestess's independent business, but they're not being honest and they've got wisdom. They could even be trying to take some sort of knowledge and wisdom, like we've got fake reader. So somebody in this High Priestess's family, or friends from the past, from school or college, or somewhere where this High Priestess has gained some sort of diploma. Maybe this High Priestess, maybe you, Divine Feminine, was trying to give some good advice to these people not to be doing this. And they thought, nah, I don't care what you say, alright? I think I'm above the Most High, alright? Free. I think that I should be able to go in there, take some of hers, and then we'll all celebrate together and we'll have a good party, we'll have a drink, we'll all celebrate together. Go do this and we'll all celebrate together. Come on, yeah. But they're so deceptive, yeah. And I'm getting that this High Priestess is very honest. Very honest. Really straight to the point. Settlement. There could be some sort of court settlement, okay? Could be some sort of compensation. Could be some sort of court settlement. Could be some sort of compensation. And this High Priestess, privileged lady, they could have tried to change this High Priestess's destiny and say, look, we know you're a High Priestess. We know you're very in tune with the Most High. We've seen you deliver these messages before, but we want to change how people perceive you and call you a nutter. Come on full town. Come on full community. Get involved with this MK Ultra psychological warfare and call her a nutter. So could we be receiving a settlement, some sort of compensation? This unexpected income here, this could actually be a lot of money, although it looks like one big coin. But there's a lot of Jezebel type of energy where they want this money for themselves. And also, on top of that, because of all this maliciousness, because there's been a lot of maliciousness, could have tried to get this High Priestess locked up for defending herself from some sort of maybe online bullying, because there is a laptop there, okay, from some sort of not only online bullying, but stalking, okay, bullying in groups. So there could be some sort of compensation. Fake accounts. Because they are jealous. Because they are jealous. They are fakes, they are frauds, they are thieves, they are crooks. There's nothing but phonies. And there could be a relationship coming towards Divine Feminine. A wealthy man. So we've got a wealthy man coming towards Divine Feminine in the distant horizon. Okay, something to do with child. A new love offer. And people are very concerned surrounding this sudden wealth and this High Priestess's occupation. Could be a psychic investigator. And they're all going to go to prison. Don't know why I had to whistle. I don't know why I had to whistle. Because she's putting in a lot of hard work on her journey to success, delivering these messages. And people are jealous of her pathway, because she's a light worker. And they thought, you know what? She's not going to have to work. Or some of these people, they've not even got jobs. Some of them, they may have jobs, right? But some of them have not even got enough income coming in themselves. A lot don't have jobs. And they thought, well, if we go in and we keep snatching and taking everything off her, we keep causing drama and we keep bullying, we do this, we do that, and we do this, you know, and we all team up, and then we'll all go in court and we'll chat shit and we'll call her out but a frigging nutty barber. And everyone's gone along with it. They've come up against a light worker, a star seed. And all light workers, yeah, they bring the darkness to the light. 38. And because they don't want these secrets to be revealed, because, well, with how they've been acting, they're going to get themselves locked the fuck on up. And maybe they made this High Priestess act out of character with all that's going on down, because there's been a lot of online bullying, a lot of stalking, a lot of harassment, okay, a lot of people chatting nothing but shit. And yeah, last person who Divine Feminine could have been, you know, having a bit of what have you with, okay, courting or dating, mentally and spiritually poor. So this King of Cups or wherever, yeah, who's mentally, spiritually poor, just wanted to get in that living room and wanted to act all high on her off the back of this High Priestess's energy and reputation and her occupation, because she's an official reader. What are you thinking, darling? She's official. She's official. She's gifted. Okay? Very gifted. Very gifted. May have a YouTube channel. Doesn't have to have a YouTube channel. But he's going to be known worldwide. Or he's already known worldwide. Doesn't have to have a YouTube channel. But she could have a YouTube channel. They was expecting to come out of poverty on the back of this High Priestess's hard work and then theft. I can't make it up. Yeah? I'm playing games. I'm not gonna stay up on ya. I've come in to help ya. I'm your friend. I love ya. It's not funny, because I have been through similar in that, right? But I don't know why people mess with these psychics at all. Why would they do that? But it is, they like to play mind games. A lot of people, because they've not been given these gifts, they want to play mind games. And a lot of people, they don't believe in psychic abilities. But then something in them thinks, oh, go on, let's go see a psychic, or we'll go see a medium. Because some people are psychic, okay? Some people are mediums, and some people are psychic mediums. This divine feminine could be both. So then mediums could be attacking this high priestess. Yeah, secretly. And they're all guilty because it's been persistent backstabbing, 4141. Persistent backstabbing, persistent death curses, okay? Four of Swords. Death hexes, separation spells, trying to cause sleepless nights, moon magic, moon rituals, and also conjuring up some low vibrational forces in order to take this divine feminine down. Why? Maybe they was on drugs, okay? Maybe they could have said that this high priestess is nothing but a big massive druggie. Maybe a lot of these people are just hooked on drugs and they will do anything to get more drugs. Okay? Go in there, rob that, take that of theirs, and then we'll buy some more drugs with it. And people could have been getting paid in drugs in order to do this. Five of Swords in reverse. All these enemies are being caught out, okay? All these enemies could now be getting separated by Archangel Michael, because this is this High Priestess's generational wealth. Trying to have this High Priestess in a state of lack because they're constantly going on in and they're constantly stealing, constantly playing mind games, stalking, spying, lying, backstabbing. Constantly stalking, spying, backstabbing and all that because of the gifts. Because of her destiny. And they just want her stressed out, weighed down, burdened because they're jealous, or they could be even stressed out over this ultimate happiness, over this generational wealth, over this new relationship, what is coming towards this divine feminine, and this masculine is already wealthy. This masculine is already wealthy, okay? And maybe they're going to team up together to create more wealth of these messages and these gifts together and live a happily ever after. 4422. And live a happily ever after. And they're all going to get found guilty for this persistent hexing, cursing, backstabbing, betrayal and deceit. And deliberately trying to make this High Priestess ill. Headaches also. Stressing her out. because she's innocent, okay? Because of the adventurous side to her. So could have actually done everything they could to stop this High Priestess receiving this unexpected income, this wealth, this Ten of Pentacles, this generational wealth, because they don't want to see her going on adventures if she has child or children. Don't want to see her and her child or children live a happily ever after. They just want persistent backstabbing, deceit, betrayal, dishonesty, stealing, lying, cunning, conniving, deceitful, more wounds. Okay, more wounds. Because we're jealous. More wounds. Go on, stab her in the back again. More wounds. More wounds. Fucking idiots. Sorry for swearing, but this is pissing me off. More wounds. More deceit. More betrayal. Go on, we'll pay you in drugs. High Priestess could always feel the need that she needs to get herself, and if she has child or children, to safety, away from these jealous, backstabbing people who are all promising each other that they're going to keep creating more wounds, alright? They're going to keep creating, making her look ungrounded, or doing everything they can by putting her under back-to-back psychic attack, because they're jealous, even jealous of her voice, even jealous of her own spiritual awakening, when she's trying to help others go on their own spiritual awakening, get their own connection to the divine, but because they're never going to have her gifts, skills or talents, that's why they're jealous. Maybe this High Priestess is quite enchanting. Maybe this High Priestess wants that enchanted type of life, which is not like she doesn't deserve it after everything she's been through in life. They chose to do this. That was their choice. With this matchstick, they wanted to put her light out. They wanted to take away her fire, her spark. Mess with her memory, okay? Even while she is asleep, messing around in her energetic field day and night, sneaking around her home day and night. If she was asleep, these people would want to sneak around her property and do stupid things because they felt like they had the right of passage. I think I've got every right to get in there. Well, I'm a family member, or I'm a friend, or I'm an extrovert, or I'm seeing her, so, you know, I was going to get in there, alright, and I'm going to take this of hers. I'm going to take this work of hers. I'm going to take this money of hers. We're going to keep stealing this because I think I've got the right, because why? Why do people think they've got the right? Honestly, that's my judge's hammer going down. I know it was a pack of cards, but they, spiritual court, they've been convicted. And hopefully, yeah, this is all going to go to actual court, and they're all going to get convicted for what they've done. And there's going to be a settlement. And there's going to be new love. For causing so much pain, for causing so many wounds, for putting her under so much battle, all for her own generational wealth, her own business, her own independence, her own money. Because they wanted it for themselves. So they had a conflict of interest to all join in because they wanted it as well, but it's not theirs. Honestly, it's not theirs. Yeah, they wanted to change. We've got a feminine. This could be a younger sibling, or an older sibling, okay, who've got a feminine energy, okay, who she wanted it to all be transferred onto her and change the entire world and the entire universe, frigging destiny swap, changed onto her because she wanted it to be her line of work. And so did he. But it's not. Oh, Jesus Christ, please. I'm going to need an exorcism myself soon. Honestly, I'm going to need an exorcism myself. These are the type of people who would literally pray to the Most High for all this. The Most High has obviously said no. So they've gone and teamed up with devils and demons. Get on the hate train. Let's all hate her. What you thinking? Well, we've not actually got a job, or some of them do have a job and they work in the local community, but what you thinking, community? Should we all get on the hate train? What are you saying? Well, we don't like the truth. We don't like this greater fortune coming towards this divine feminine. We don't want her to have her own house, so let's just team up together and we'll bump her off. We'll all work together. This man here and this stupid bin here, and we'll bump her off. How about that? And if we bump her off, then we can have all this for ourselves. What you saying? And they're like, yeah, mate. Let's get on in there. Disgraceful. Absolutely a disgraceful city, town, state, community, an abomination to the Lord. Jesus Christ, our Saviour. Smackheads, crackheads, you name it. We'll recruit. 51. You a smackheadish, yeah? You a crackheadish, yeah? We'll pay you, or you weeded, are you? We'll pay you these drugs if you got gang stalker, mate. Come on, let's all chat shit. What you saying, mate? Fuck off. Honestly. Fuck right off. Because there's a lot of money. Financial stability. But if this high priestess wants to work hard for her child or children, and her child or children, yeah, then why don't these fucking cranks, because I know there's some people like this on here who's been doing this, yeah, so why don't they just fuck off? What you're not getting, it's not yours, yeah, so don't be taking it. Don't be thinking you can keep coming and snatching shit because you think you've got the frigging right, because you once laid down with her at some point, or you once shared a child or children and you've had child or children with this feminine, yeah, or you once what, had a couple of drinky poos with this feminine at one time, or, you know, had a night out, or, you know, you met this feminine at primary school, secondary school, college, university, wherever. What does that give you? The frigging right to try and steal someone else's hard work? Because they're not seen as high honour. This is her occupation. So, this stupid bint also wanted these gifts for herself. Of course she did. Because she's not but a stupid bint. So this could be an ex's mother, alright, because this stupid bint, she wanted her bloke to be seen as wealthy, or maybe he already had a couple of quid in his pocket and he thought, well, we'll drag her through the court system, alright, we'll pay some money to label her as a nutter, we'll get all these cranks in the community, alright, and then what we'll do with this moolah is we'll pop her off and we hex and curse because she's a malicious bitch. I'm going to have to chill out because maybe that's a bit too much. But it's the truth. Oh, Lord Jesus Christ, this is a very messy situation. Queen of Pentacles, Page of Wands, a messenger, okay, trying to build up her own business. Page of Pentacles for her child or children. And her child or children. Wow. Ten of Pentacles there. Oh, wow. This is a lot of money though, isn't it? Of course it is. So we'll all just team on in. Come on up. It's the High Priestess. Jealous of her power. Keep creating these wounds so she's, with the Star Reverse, unable to heal. They don't deserve. These people deserve nothing. These are the type of people who deserve nothing. Who's been coming against this divine feminine? These are the type of people who deserve nothing. But for some strange reason, 5555, they think they deserve everything. What's coming towards this divine feminine. And this is why there's been so much fighting, spiritual warfare, psychological warfare, because she's been given the gift of sight. So many mind games. Could be a psychic investigator. So many mind games. Could like be empathetic, also very sensitive to energy, and they might know that this divine feminine is sensitive. So then what they're doing is they're doing everything. And maybe this divine feminine's seen it with her physical eyes and seen this with her third eye, but they still want to mess with her mind and her memory. I didn't do that. I never do anything like that. I care about you. Please. We're best friends. We're family, you know. And keep putting so much war and strife inside of her home, inside of her heart, inside of her head, out of sheer spite and jealousy. Honestly, well done, local community, eh? Well done, friends and family. What an evil set you really are. What a jealous set of people you really are. Because I know there's going to be karmics on here as well. Do you know what I mean? This High Priestess could be sat there, watching this. And these karmics could be watching this because these karmics know they've been doing the same shit. Even people in the local community who's not been getting involved, who's heard rumours and stuff like that, falling apart, falling to pieces. Because that's what they want. To see this divine feminine's full destiny and full life fall apart, all for the love of them trying to take this divine feminine's destiny and life path and generational wealth, cause depression, okay? Some of these people are trying to bend some sort of evidence to stop this new beginning, okay? Private relationship, we got kicked to the curb and game over. And then we've got divorce. So divine feminine could have been actually trying to get away from this relationship. Or even a few karmics could be involved in this. Could be married, don't have to actually be married, but could have been in some sort of a commitment. So anyone who's been in some sort of commitment with this High Priestess, this divine feminine, have all been on the recruit end. Recruit. Bank failure. I'm getting that masculine's always involved. We're spending it all on promiscuous women. Spending it all on promiscuous women and trying to cause battlefield. Having her battle for her own wealth, having her battle and fight for her own justice, having her battle and fight against so many toxic people. Jealous of her emotional intelligence, playing a lot of games to make this feminine angry because they're all a set of haters. That's all it is. A set of haters. A set of jealous haters. A lot of these people could say they struggle with depression themselves. And the only time they've got any enjoyment is through gang stalking, spiritually attacking and mentally manipulating this high priestess. And taking the piss out of this high priestess and her psychic abilities and mediumship skills, slagging her off, backstabbing, betraying, sneaking around and stealing anything they can, and putting a lot of work in behind the scenes and laughing about it, messaging each other. What are you thinking? What should we do next move? What should we do next? Because we really want this. What are you thinking? Because I don't want to have to go to work, alright? I don't want to have to go to work. I don't want to work and do anything, alright? I just run off the back of their energy, her reputation, and get people on the hate train. So this is someone who's linking to family, who's what? Going straight to the what? Prison. And she's going to be ill in prison and all. And then maybe when she's in prison, she's going to see the light for herself and correct the errors of her ways, along with God knows how many people who've tried to change the course of their destiny because they thought if they sent a message to the judge and went to court, they could be like, well, should we just chat shit to the judge? We'll all go on in, we'll make ourselves look real pretty and all that, you know. To leave her with nothing, have her in despair, because, well, we think we deserve all this money for ourselves. Fabricating evidence. You know, the people who's got involved in these so-called power positions, you do know that they're all losing their job, don't you? I just thought I'd get that out there. These people in these so-called power positions, yeah, they're losing their jobs. And they're going to lose everything, yeah. If they've been taking money under the table, hush, hushity, hushity, hush, hush money, watching shit go down, enjoying the gossip, police, getting caught, finding evidence and trying to hush hush money. So even corrupt police officers are being sat back watching all this theft and everything go down, all this robbery, hush hush money under the table, because they're toxic as well. Setting the record straight, they just wanted to fulfill a fantasy in their own world and get money under the table, and even they was getting in on being deceitful and backstabbing. So some of these police officers are not to be trusted, okay, because they wanted to spend it on going to hotel, motel, suite, you know, talk about what there's going to do next, plot and plan a business, and spend it on promiscuous women. What? spend it on promiscuous women. Destroyed. They've destroyed their own lives. They're trying to destroy this divine feminine and her reputation and her business and take her work for themselves. What's up? Turning a blind eye. Fake apology. It's pointless. These corrupt law officials who was involved, they never apologise when they are wrong. They never say they're sorry because for some strange reason, when they get put in these positions, they think they can just do whatever they like and never even apologise for when they've failed. I'm going to leave this anyways. When they failed. Because they're arrogant, okay? They've got their head stuck so far up their own arse, it's unbelievable. Made me have to click my neck. They don't want to apologise. A lot of these people do not want to apologise. A lot of these people are refusing to apologise and they want to continue the mind games. Honestly, they need help.